Check testing. Oh, great, I can hear. Uja. Do it for tuning in. Uja Ubenefer. Do it for tuning in. Uja. Elite motivation. All right. Welcome to this Rising's edition of Ancient African Adorations. I've been following the Neterian calendar put out by the Temple of Amun. And today is the day known as the day Heru is established as king and appears before Ptah. Just light just a little bit. Oops, that's too much. Lots of wires. That's all better. Okay. And okay. So today is the day we honor the establishment of Heru as king. And I've been studying these wisdom teachings for about 10 or 11 years, and now I'm focusing on putting them to music. So we're going to start with our opening chants. Om Namaha Kapra Saro. 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 And another one for Nebuchadnezzar. No matter what's going on, the meaning is to live. No matter what's going on, the meaning is to live. No matter what's going on, the meaning is to live. No matter what's going on, the meaning is to live. We know never judge. We know everything. We know never judge. We know everything. We know never judge. You know everything. We know never judge. You know everything. No, never judge. You know everything. Yes, YouTube. I had the wrong time listed, so I apologize, and I hope you enjoy the replay. Okay. Okay. So another chant I wanted to offer is actually a Kemetic proverb. Proverb, and it's also in the African Religions Volume 4, Temple Asari Resurrection. And I was just going to chant along with it. I had some other offerings for Heru earlier in the week, so I'm not going to repeat those. I am steadfast, son of steadfast, conceived and born in the region of steadfastness. I am steadfast, son of steadfast, conceived and born in the region of steadfastness. I am steadfast, Son of steadfast, conceived and born in the region of steadfastness. I am steadfast, son of steadfast, conceived and born in the region of steadfastness. I am steadfast, son of steadfast, conceived and born in the region of steadfastness. I am steadfast, son of steadfast, conceived and born in the region of steadfastness. I am steadfast, son of steadfast, conceived and born in the region of steadfastness. I am steadfast, son of steadfast, conceived and born of the region of steadfastness. I am steadfast, son of steadfast, conceived and born of the region of steadfastness. Yes, Heru. And Heru represents the spiritual aspiration, redemption of the soul, and also your journey, my journey, our journey. So I am steadfast, son of steadfast. Heru is a son of steadfast. Steadfastness is a sar with the jed pillar, the symbol of steadfastness. Steadfast in our determination to be victorious, steadfast in our objective or goal of obtaining enlightenment. Conceived and born in the region of steadfastness. So conceived of a sar. So we want to Heru. Right, and that leads me to another chant that I just wanted to offer. It's new. And then I'll dive into the teachings. Good job. Do it for being here and for your comments. Even though you're laughing, that's okay. So today we're honoring the time when Heru is established as king. And Heru is established as king according to the myth after he's defeated Set. And the Neterian aren't just physical ancestors, they are spiritual ancestors. And the Neterian represent cosmic forces of nature. And so Heru represents spiritual aspiration and was crowned king of Kemet after defeating his ego, his lower nature. And so whenever we're able to defeat our ego, defeat our lower nature, then we are crowned as king as well, crowned as king of our life or universe or our myth. And so when reading the teachings or when trying to hear Nuku, I am that, I am Heru, then we're claiming our spiritual victory because it's already determined that Heru will be victorious over ego, over Set. Look at Heru, Pera Heru. Ruku Heru, Pera Heru, Rukeru, Ruku Heru, Pera Heru, Rukeru, Ruku Heru, Pera Heru, Rukeru, Ruku Heru, Pera Heru, Ruku Heru, Heru, 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 Ruku Heru, 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 Ruku Heru, Heru, Ruku Heru, Pera Heru, Ruku Heru, Heru, Ruku Heru, Pera Heru, Ruku Heru, Heru. I am Heru. I am the king of Egypt. I am Heru the Great, Heru the Elder. I think it is Heru has 5 stages. It's Heru the boy, the baby, Heru the child, Heru that controls the sexual energies and defeats Set. That's Heru Ming. And Heru the elder, and then Heru the great. The king. Now we're going to move to the listening to the teachings. And today, let's see, what happens. I think I found something in the Volume 3, Egyptian Book of the Dead. Back here. Oh, that was this one. That was this one. Page 157. Okay. All right. So this is from Volume 3 of the Purdon Heru translations by Dr. Wanda Ashby. And this is Heru protects the body. So this is offering a protection for when we're battling our ego, which is how Heru was eventually crowned as king. Heru's spiritual aspiration and redemptive character of the personality that protects its father, the soul, therefore protects the body of the aspirant, who is also Osiris, the soul, from corruptions that would interfere with its capacity to experience wholeness, undivided consciousness. Heru makes the body a divine vessel, allowing divine awareness and spirit being experienced. Heru Neterian, Koya, Jajake, Neterian, Heru Neterian, Koya, Jajake, Neterian. Heru Neterian, Koya, Jajake, Heru that one again at the end. All right, now we'll move to teachings. Again. Oh. Okay, the surprises. Okay, well, that's pulling up. Let's go this way. All right, so this is from the actual Purdon Heru. compiled by Dr. Mona Ashley. This is from page 93. So Heru means Heru the Elder or Heru the Great, also Heru of the future. He represents the perfection of Ra in creation. In reference to the Assyrian resurrection myth, he represents Heru after he had challenged Set and established order and harmony in the land of Kemet. Oh, there you go. Heru is the rebirth of the spirit. This rebirth is not a physical birth from the womb, but a rebirth of higher spiritual aspiration in the mind as a desire for enlightenment. No longer is there interest in worldly pursuits which are empty and shallow. Instead, there is a burning desire to face and conquer the lower self and regain the original glory and freedom of knowing and becoming one with the higher self. This is symbolized by Heru regaining the throne of Upper and Lower Egypt. In doing so, he has regained mastership of the higher and lower states of consciousness. Thus, Heru represents the union and harmonization of spirit and matter, and the renewed life of Asar, his rebirth. Heru is the god of light. Before Heru is victorious in the Assyrian myth, he is a symbol of the dual nature of humankind. Heru in this aspect represents the opposite forces that are within each of us. The animal nature, passionate behavior as demonstrated by cutting off Aset's head, and the divine. Therefore, the real battle is within each of us and not in the outer world of time and space. Okay. And the last listening to the teachings offering is from African Religions, Volume 4, Assyrian Theology. Of course, I had the page already called up. Oh, it's page 9197. Page 1 time. Okay. In ancient Egyptian mystical philosophy, the king is a metaphor of all human beings, be they male or female, and the term for king is Pera, or what we know in English as Pharaoh. This means that the living king, or Pera, is actually Heru incarnate. Heru represents the potential self-mastery and enlightenment of every human being. When the king or queen dies, they become the resurrected Asar, they become the resurrected Asar if they have lived in accordance with Ma'at while they were alive. In order to accomplish this exalted goal of life, one must discover and cultivate the Heru qualities, and these lead one to discover the Assyrian higher self. This process is facilitated by the goddess in her various forms. Her primary form is Rekat, or wisdom incarnate. It is this power which makes the resurrection of Asar as well as that of Heru possible, and every initiate is that Heru, persecuted by the world and pursuing the goal of self-discovery. So according to the teachings, being crowned king of Egypt is not, sitting on the throne and ruling over the land or the people. Of course, that is the physical manifestation of being the king of Egypt. However, spiritually, it means it means having conquered your ego and sitting on your inner throne. No matter what's going on, like the introductory chant at the beginning, no matter what's going on, remain in the stillness. And the one referring to the throne of Aset, I remain seated on my inner throne and I shall not be moved. So that is what being crowned king of Kemet means spiritually or mystically. We have the physical crowning, because subsequently every king or pharaoh after Heru is crowned king and takes the role of Heru, takes on the role of Heru. And so in our life, every time we conquer our ego, we are crowned. And let's see, page 242. All right. This reading addresses why there was a dispute over who should be king in the first place. So this is from verses 141 and 142. Verses. Okay. Let's see if I can find that verse. Just a minute, please. I'm looking for. I found the gloss. Let's see if I can find the actual verse. Oh, that's still the gloss. Okay, here we go. Getting close. Okay. Wow, this mouse is just. It's got a mind of its own. Here we go, 142. Okay, so this is from the scriptures. Hearing this, Ra became angry, saying, "This feeble child cannot be given the throne of Egypt." Hearing this, the gods and goddesses of the Aeneid became angry themselves, and Baba, the baboon god, spoke up. That's Jehuti. "The shrine of Ra is empty. We do not take any further notice of you." Ra, feeling bad to himself, covered himself and lay down on the ground. So in this situation, we can see that it's not even Ra that decides who's going to be king. And Ra's contention was that Heru is young and inexperienced, and Set has just as much right to be king as Heru, and that's why they went through the battle. This is not what I was looking for. So I'm going to go back to the gloss. Okay. All right, so Ra, the creator and father to gods and goddesses, the one who stands in his boat of creation on the pedestal of Ma'ati. Why would he object to Heru's coronation as the rightful heir to the throne? It must be remembered that both Heru and Set are Ra's children. Both of them have emanated from Ra, and therefore both of them are part of Ra. Therefore, even though Set represents evil and has even committed murder, he is recognized as being part of the Supreme Being who has the innate potentiality to realize his own divinity and to change his life for the good instead of for evil and selfishness. Thus, it is not conceivable that we want to allow those unrighteous to lead the world, but the intention through the process of the struggle of life is to transform evil into good. Heru, on the other hand, is unproved and young. Although he has been taught the mysteries of the universe and trained in the magical powers by Set and Jehuti, and even though he is the rightful heir to his throne by birthright, he is still not worthy of leadership. True leadership is not a right which can be given by blood or filial relation. It is a right which is acquired through hard work and self-development. In mystical terms, Heru's ascendance to the throne is a metaphor of spiritual enlightenment. Spiritual enlightenment cannot occur until there is a struggle between the higher self and the lower self. Thus, Ra's refusal to accept Heru was part of a plan to provide for the development of Heru and Set's spiritual consciousness. In the life of every spiritual aspirant, there are struggles, conflicts, and challenges which afford him or her the opportunity to choose the path of enlightenment or the path of egoism. When the path of enlightenment is chosen, controlling anger, forgiveness, chastity, introspection, purity in thoughts, virtuous action, truthfulness, universal love, detachment, etc., the ego begins to subside and spiritual consciousness blossoms. When the path of egoism is chosen, anger, hate, greed, lust, mental unrest, pleasure, seeking, excessive extroversion, attachment to material objects, and love, which is limited to craving for fame, arrogance, disrespect, etc., then the soul is more and more bound to the ignorance, which leads it to experience intensified situations of disappointment, anguish, and reincarnation. Thus, when the ego is intensified, bondage to ignorance is intensified. When the ego is controlled through the process of spiritual disciplines, living life on the basis of spiritual principles, the struggle of good and evil, truth and falsehood, leads to spiritual enlightenment and expansion of consciousness. One attains freedoms from the bond of ignorance and moral consciousness. Okay. All right. So that goes into a little bit into how to be crowned as king of Egypt. And since I've offered some chants for Heru as king, at this time Heru appears before Ptah, so I have one more Hekau to offer. And it's Hekau. Om Amun Ra Ptah, the one divine self manifesting as the witnessing consciousness, mind, and the physical universe. And I'm using the system to shake away chaos and the symbols to ring in the solution. So I'm working with because I've got some tough decisions to make, and my intention is to make them free of ignorance, free of egoism. Om Amun Ra Ptah. Om Amun Rapata. 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 And to close out, I wanted to repeat the Heru protects the body cacao. The translation again. Heru protects the body. Heru, spiritual aspiration and redemptive character of the personality that protects its father, the soul, therefore protects the body of the aspirant, who is also Osiris, the soul, from corruptions that would interfere with its capacity to experience wholeness, undivided consciousness. Heru makes the body a divine vessel, allowing divine awakeness and spirit being experienced. It's going to have a different melody. It's just our channel. It might be the same. I don't know. It's the same. Heru Heru Neti Achabe Korea Dechake Neterian Neterian Neterian. All right. Hatep. Dua for tuning in. And if you just tuned in, thank you. I'm just finishing up, and you can watch the replay. Today was a presentation of Heru is established as king and appears before Ptah. And we had some teachings discussing the true coronation is when we're able to defeat Set within ourselves, and when we're able to face Set, face egoism, and respond as king rather than respond with more egoism. Okay, Dua for tuning in. The next edition of Ancient African Adorations is October 25th. I'll be back for the full moon presentation of Cosmic Chimes and Chanting. Dua Hatep.